Do not use the X word in my presence, because I find it just as offensive as the N word. I find it ignorant, stupid, and worst of all, offensive. So, would you please not use the X word in my presence? What do you mean? You're offended by me saying that the X word is offensive? You're offended by me equating the X word with the N word? Oh boy. Dude, do you understand how much the use of the X word reeks with English language privilege? Yeah. Well, it does. The X word disrespects the beauty and the majesty of the Spanish culture. How? You know, that's what ignorance is. When you don't understand something, that's called being ignorant. Now, I'm not saying that you are ignorant. I'm saying your use of the X word is ignorant. And I'm not saying that you are stupid. I'm just saying that your use of the X word is most definitely stupid, especially if someone has already educated you on why it's stupid. So you're no longer ignorant. You're just stupid because you still use it, even though it's been explained to you why you shouldn't. And it's offensive if you keep using it, knowing full well that it offends people. Okay. The reason why the X word is offensive, ignorant, and stupid is because of this. Spanish 101. In the Spanish language, all nouns are either masculine or feminine. Okay? I understand it's kind of a strange concept for an English speaker to have everything be either masculine or feminine, like an inanimate object would have a gender. For example, a house. In English, you don't wonder whether your house is male or female. Like, how could a house be male or how could a house be female unless you, painted some kind of sex organs on the door, or put a sculpture on the roof that indicated whether it was a man house or a woman house. That's kind of silly, right? But in other languages, for example, Spanish, or for example, French or Italian, these Romance languages have this concept of everything's either masculine or feminine. Okay? Like, for example, if you see a Latin person who's a woman, you refer to her as a Latina. And it's a beautiful word. Latina. When a person says Latina, I immediately think, oh, really? Could I hear some more? Like, for example, the most beautiful woman in the world and the most talented woman in the world and possibly the most well-known woman in the world is Shakira, and she is referred to as Latina. In fact, A lot of times she is Latina caliente, which means a hot chick. Well, not really a chick. She would be a chica caliente if she was a hot chick. She's a hot Latin woman. That is Latina caliente, right? That's Shakira. Okay. Similarly, Ricardo Montalban, I hope I said his last name right, but I believe I did. Ricardo Montalban is referred to as a Latino. Okay. Latino for Ricardo, Latina for Shakira. It's not really that hard, you know. Okay. But wait a minute, what do we do? What if it's a group of people, like a group of women, that's a grupa Latina. Okay? And then if we have a group of men, that's a grupo Latino. Okay. But what if there's men and women in this group? Then what do we do? Well, that would still be a grupo Latino. Because, what do you know? People who speak Spanish aren't stupid. And a long time ago, they figured out, we gotta do something. What if there's a group that's got men and women in it? I mean, do we call them Latino or Latina? Uh-oh, what do we do, man? Well, they decided that in that case, you call it Latino. As a matter of convenience, so that you don't always have to say, a grupo con latinos y latinas. You know, you just say a grupo latino. And that's how it works. Or if you have something, you know, if there's some men and some women and some in-betweens, you know, that want to identify as neither or whatever, that's still a grupo latino. Because Latino is sort of all-encompassing, right? That has been established, and everybody's fine with that. We were all good until some genius, who no doubt doesn't even speak Spanish and didn't even pay attention in their Spanish class, if they even went to it, decided, well, these days we're offended by having, you know, male nouns and female nouns. We're offended by that. Or some people, actually we're not too, but some people might be offended by that. And you know, the Spanish people are a little old-fashioned. Spanish language is kind of old-fashioned. So we can just, we'll help them, we'll improve it, and we'll just use some English language grammatical rules, and we can apply it to Spanish, and then that will make it better, you know. Because, I mean, it's fine that Spanish people want to speak Spanish at home, and maybe with their friends, but I mean, if they're in the USA, they really should learn how to speak English, you know, and properly, without an accent, and actually, it's probably better for them to speak Spanish using English grammatical rules, because then everybody will be included. Yeah. You see what I'm getting at? That is what is known as fucking English language privilege, right there. English language privilege is the situation where in the USA, if you don't speak English, you're getting nowhere. Or if not nowhere, you're having a hell of a time compared to somebody who does. And in fact, English language privilege is so prevalent that even non-English speakers are ashamed of speaking their own language. And sadly enough, some parents won't even teach their children their native tongue because they're so ashamed of it. Because this English language privilege shit is built into our society now. So much so that we don't even notice it. Unless, of course, we're Latino. Then it's painfully obvious wherever we go. But, you know. Anyway. That's why it's offensive. Okay? It's offensive when you start taking your stupid ass ideas and your English language privilege rules and you apply them to a Spanish word, okay? And then you insist that everyone else uses it, even though it sounds completely stupid to anybody who speaks Spanish. But you don't even bother to open your Spanish 101 book and find out why. Instead, you walk around acting like you're so cool, and then you frown upon people who actually understand the language and continue to use it properly. And whenever you use this stupid ass X word, they look at you like, are you a fool or what? Or they're like me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm actually offended by this. You know, to me, it's just as bad to use the X word as it is to go out in the sticks and insist that some indigenous culture send their kids to Catholic school so they can be properly educated. You know, it's fine that they speak their own language at home and they do their own culture, but they really need to also learn how to speak and think like normal people. Yeah. That's why it's offensive, because it's the exact same fucking thing. Okay? So please, do not ever use the X word in my presence ever again. I